Hey everyone, Jake here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today I am drawing Ursula versus Cherno Alpha. Ursula from The Little Mermaid and Cherno Alpha from Pacific Rim, one of my favorite movies from the last year. Uh, as you can see, I am sketching in Photoshop, and sometimes I use Photoshop for sketching when I'm in a hurry. If I'm on a deadline or need to get through a bunch of ideas really fast, um, I'll sketch in Photoshop. And the reason being is, as you can see right here, it makes it really easy to make big adjustments on the fly. So I noticed they were a little too close together. I made the robot smaller and pushed him farther back. I moved Ursula over to the left a little more, and it was relatively painless. Had I been sketching on paper, I would just scrap the page and start all over again, realizing that the sketch was a little too tight. Uh, so I like using Photoshop for sketching every once in a while. Usually, when I'm doing a freelance job or client work, I'll sketch in Photoshop because I can get more drawings done faster, and I like to give my client more drawings at the end of the day, so they're getting a bang for their buck. Um, and as you can see here, just like normal, um, when I'm sketching on paper, I block in big shapes first, just to figure out where everything's going to be, figure out the poses with these big blocky shapes, figure out um, compositionally how's this going to be. This idea actually came from there's an online sketch challenge, I guess. I don't know if it's a challenge or it's just an activity. It's called Sketch Dailies, and it started on Twitter. And basically, the guy just throws out, "Here's what you're drawing today if you want. Here's your prompt," and everyone who wants to participate draws that thing, and then hashtags their drawing sketch dailies, and then he shares them, or you can see what everybody's drawn. So go check it out. Go to Twitter at sketch_dailies, and you can see what everybody's been doing, and you should participate as well if you want. Um, the assignment for this one was draw Ursula, and so I thought that would be cool. Usually, I haven't done all of them, and I usually have stuff I have to draw and stuff I need to draw and stuff I want to draw, so I'll participate as needed. But this time I thought Ursula would be cool because I haven't drawn, I don't usually draw big, bulky, rotund characters, and she is one of those, and I thought it'd be a cool challenge to try my hand at that. And um, so I did it, and she was good. It was a little bit out of my comfort zone, so um, it's good to do that every once in a while, to draw outside of your comfort zone. I should do that more, actually. I tend to draw a lot of the things that I like drawing and I'm good at drawing, and it means that some of my skills atrophy a little bit. It takes me a little bit longer to draw something like this as opposed to drawing, just a straight up robot character. So it was good. It was good to take this on. Um, you can see another cool thing about drawing in Photoshop is um, right now I'm refining the sketch, and I'm going in and adding detail. And what I did was I took my initial rough sketch and lightened the layer, and then put a new layer on top of that, and that makes it easy to go back and see what my rough sketch was if I need to, and then if I mess up on this layer, the layer that I'm working on now, I can erase without destroying the rough drawing underneath that I really like. On paper, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll rough it out and then go in a little bit tighter on the same sheet. Rub it down with a eraser, and then go at it with on the same sheet. And sometimes there gets to be so much line. Sometimes there's so much line work on the paper that I forget which lines I want to keep and which lines I want to ignore. And so that's one advantage to sketching in Photoshop. You could see here I had to erase the hand just because I realized I had drawn her with the outside of the hand face, or the pinky side facing us, as opposed to the thumb side facing us. And having the pinky side face us, what that does is it takes that pull and it points it out towards the viewer. And clearly it needs to line up with the hand that's farthest away from us, and the Triton needs to go away from the viewer. So that means the thumb side needs to be facing us. So it's important to watch those details. A lot of times it's little things like that, how you have a hand facing that can make your drawing lack, I guess, credibility. Actually, hands in general is just something you want to stay on top of and get good at. You can always tell the caliber of an artist by how well they draw hands. And so as you're looking at your favorite artists, notice at the hands that they draw, and it'd probably be a good idea to copy them. I have an assignment that I give my students. It's the Draw 50 Hands assignment, and all it is I give them sheets of hand reference, hands from model sheets that I found on the internet, and I say you can copy 50 of them, or you can draw hands from life, or you can make up your own hands. But the point is to draw 50 of them in a row and figure out how to do it. And so a lot of times you get into it and you realize how hard it is. Yeah?
Draw me something. Could you draw me something?
You want me to draw you something?
Yeah.
Oh, not right.
No, I mean, print out something for me.
Oh, 1 second, okay? Can I finish this first?
I'll just stand right here.
You actually come back in a little bit, okay?
I'll stand by your door.
You just stand by my door?
Until you're done with that.
Okay, sounds good.
And you can print me out.
Okay. Bye-bye. That was my little daughter who wants me to draw her something and print it out for her. So I'm going to have to do that next. Maybe I'll just push pause on this and come back to this later so I can help her out. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I am back now, and had to draw her a little kitty cat. She likes to color, and so she'll ask to have to print out little coloring pages, and sometimes she wants me to draw stuff for her too. So I drew a little kitty cat for her, and now she's off coloring it. Okay, so now I kind of fast forwarded through the tentacles there. But I wanted to get some video of the robot drawing, and I have reference out for this robot. He's got a really specific design to him. He's my favorite robot from the movie. He's the Russian one, and I thought he had the most unique design out of all of them. And I'm actually a bit of a robot snob, and I felt like the designs on Pacific Rim they were fine, but they could have been way cooler. And I recognize that that is ridiculous, but anyway, the coolest one I thought out of the bunch was Cherno Alpha, the Russian one. I thought it had a really cool design to it, really untraditional kind of headpiece. So I'm drawing a boat in his hand because I wanted something to show scale, and I think a boat would do that well. It might be cool to have Ariel and Prince Eric on that boat. It's probably too small to draw them on there, but maybe the robot is protecting them from it. But sometimes if you're drawing massive big characters, you want to have something in there for reference, usually. Unless they're so, these guys are pretty iconic, and people who are familiar with Ursula at the end, who've ever seen the movie, the end of Little Mermaid, know that she gets massive in size, and people, I think Pacific Rim is enough in the public consciousness that when they see a robot, one of the robots, they might know that it's a giant robot. So this one may not need something for size reference, but it's there anyway. Okay, so now I'm messing with the composition again. I feel like a wider canvas would be better, and separating these two even more, just to give them a little bit of distance, I think is really helpful in helping this composition breathe a little bit, and also just have a nice flow between the two characters. So you have all this busy stuff happening on the left side, splashing and tentacles writhing, and then you got this calm, this fortitude of a kind of feeling of the robot on that side. All right, so what I did here was I printed out my sketch onto a sheet of paper, cardstock, and I printed it really light, and now I'm inking it with my Pentel pocket brush, and I will I'll just ink straight in Photoshop as well. I've got some inking Photoshop brushes, but nothing beats inking on paper with a pen. There's just subtleties in the line work that you get, and you can't get in using a computer. So I like to ink with the real pen on real paper. And now I decided not to do the ship. I'm just going to do him making a fist. All that talk about using a ship for scale, I think it just kind of gummed up the pose that he was in. So I'm just leaving it out. I'm going to have him aggressively, standing aggressively against the onslaught of the giant octopus witch. So just a quick fix on the fly for that one. And you can see here when I'm inking, I'm not really looking at the reference now. I'm just going off of what I had penciled in, and that, to me, I think gives it a little more life than rigidly adhering to what this robot actually looks like. And it's not perfect. There's some inconsistencies in the form, but I think it has a lot of life, and I think it makes it look like something coming out of the water, ready to pounce. It's not too stiff. So This yeah, this drawing was a lot of fun to a degree. I don't know. I would have loved to have spent 3 more hours on it, and photoshopped it up nice and colored it. But I just wanted to get this idea done. Sometimes I feel like my ideas are way better than the execution. The idea of having a giant Ursula monster fighting one of the Pacific Rim robots, I thought was a really good idea, but this deserves like a really nice paint job probably, and not just an ink with the marker, a little bit of marker on it. But oh well, I don't have time for that kind of stuff. I got work to do, so this is all the love it gets. And yeah, it's not bad, but part of me wishes it was better. So there you have it. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you like this, you want more, subscribe. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed. And I'm shooting to do one of these videos every week. That's my goal, and I'm going to try and stick with that. All right, see you guys later. Click that subscribe button. Bye.